Hey, what's up guys? As you can see, we got the car jacked up here, and today I'm going to show y'all how to change the oil on a BMW M4. On this car, there's two jack points on both sides, and there is one in the very center too in the front that I'll show you. You look under here, there's that one there, and there's one on that side, and there's two on the other side, just like it. And then up under the front, if you absolutely need to, that is a jack point right there. What I did is I put a jack under here after I drove up on these ramps. This car is pretty low. And then I jacked the front up enough to get my jack stands under. And then I took both of my jacks to lift the rear. The first thing we need to do is locate our oil fill cap. And what I'm gonna do is break this loose. It kind of breaks loose the vacuum seal. That'll help your engine drain the oil a little bit quicker. Next thing we're going to do is locate where your oil filter is. And I like to keep this engine bay pretty clean. These are some old shop rags that need to be cleaned anyway. We're going to break this loose. Okay, I'm going to show y'all the tool that I'm going to be using here is one of these. I do not have the actual filter wrench for that, but this works just fine. Put that on there. Boom, breaks it off, no problem. Take this and set it to the side. I always include this in all my vehicle or all my videos because I've done this so many times, but definitely make sure you remove this cap or there's going to be nowhere for your oil to go. Where I showed y'all before, that jack point, if you see there's an opening right behind there, and that is where your oil drain plug is. See it there? That will take a 17mm socket to break it loose. Okay, I will say, this is the first time I've changed the oil in this car, and there was like an aftermarket magnetic drain plug on here, and it actually took a 19mm. So if you have one of these, you know, this takes a 19mm. The stock one is a 17. Okay guys, while we wait on the oil to drain in that car, what I've done here is I've cut this oil filter open and try to inspect in here to see if I see any unusual amount of metal shavings, and I really don't see nothing in here. Something a little shiny in there, but no, I mean everything looks pretty good. You know, if there was something going down on the car, or if there was some really bad engine wear, I think it would be obvious if you looked at this and seen it. So honestly, I believe we're good here. Now that our oil is done draining, I have to torque it down to about 20 foot-pounds. It's actually 25 Newton-meters. If you convert that over, it's 18 foot-pounds. This is an old wrench, so I'm gonna do 20. All right, I got that drain plug in there, finger tight, and I'm just gonna take a little wipe here and wipe some of this stuff off. Okay, now that I got all that stuff cleaned off here pretty good, got my torque wrench out here. And I think that's all it needs, just enough to crush that crush washer. You ain't gotta torque it real bad. That's all it takes right there. All right, before we put our new filter and everything in, we need to change some O-rings here. Anyway, there is, you know, one right here. I got a little pick tool. It makes this easy to get the old O-ring off. Go ahead and put the new one on. You can see at the bottom where it goes. You don't want to go past that. See this last ridge on it right there? That's as far as you want to go. There's still some oil on here. I'm just going to slick that up a little bit. Make sure it's good and lubricated. There's a little bit in there. And then you want to replace this little green one on the top here too. I actually ended up removing that with a small screwdriver. So if you don't have a pick tool, no worries. You can get that off there just as easy with a screwdriver. So now, all it's left to do is actually put our actual filter in there. It's the same on both sides. We're gonna pop that in there. Now she's ready to go.
Hello, I'm Chinese.
All right, we got our oil filter here ready. One last time, gonna check this seal. Make sure it ain't bunched up weird or nothing. Good and lubricated. Both seals are on, filter's in. We're ready to put that in there. We'll go ahead and remove that. And you can get this mostly by hand. Get my tool back here ready again. Go ahead and finish torquing it down. This is also, if you have the right tool, it's supposed to be 25 Newton meters. I'm just going to do this till it feels good and tight. Okay, it wasn't turning no more, so that should be good. All right, guys, now we're ready to go ahead and start putting oil back in this beast. And remember, we removed this drain cap, or not drain cap, but our fill cap earlier. And go ahead and put you a funnel in there so you don't get a whole bunch of spillage. And on this car, it takes 7 and about a half quarts. It's actually like 7.3 something quarts or 7 liters. Anyway, you can get online and get a full oil change kit. But anyway, let's go ahead and fill her up. All right, guys, after you get a couple quarts in there, I would, look under the vehicle and make sure there's no leaks, and I'm gonna do that right now. All right, now we're gonna clean up any spillage they might have. I had a little bit right here, a little bit on this hose, little spot right there. Take this out. And put your cap back on. When it clicks, it's good. Okay, we are now in the cab here, and I think the last thing we have to do, from my understanding, is hit this without starting the engine. So, foot off the brake. Okay, let everything settle there. And now I think we have to hold this odometer button. Okay, once you've held this button down, there should be a message pop up, engine oil reset possible. I think you're gonna hold that down again. Then engine oil, and then it'll ask you a question, reset, question mark. Hold it down again. Reset in progress. Reset successful. So, guys, I believe that's it now. Okay, what I'm doing now, guys, the oil change is done, but I do want to check my oil level. As many of y'all may know, this car does not have a dipstick, so you have to wait for it to warm up. There's a sensor inside that'll tell you your oil level, and it actually looks like the little, the thing that's on the dipstick. So you got to let it warm up to operating temperature, and then you can check your oil level. As you can see now, we are measuring the oil level. And like I was saying earlier, as you can see here, it's like the same thing that's on a dipstick. You got your minimum and maximum. I really don't care for this. I'd rather have a dipstick because, this is a sensor. But anyway, it looks like we're good. We're at the max level, so that's it. All right, guys, that is going to conclude today's video. If y'all like this type of content, please like, subscribe, comment down below what you want to see next. I do have some projects coming up for this car. I do want to do a new intercooler, front heat exchanger, the little thermostat stuff. I just want to do some reliability mods and make the engine run cool and healthy and stuff before I go into like port injection and single turbo. But anyway, y'all stay tuned, and I'll see y'all on the next one.